Good morning. It's March 9th. This is Judy Sablack, Board of Assessment Appeals. Barbara, come on up. Good morning, and thank you for being on time. Early. Thank you. Please have a seat. Okay, Bob, I've got a little bit of housekeeping first and a couple of things I've got to read into the record. Yeah. Okay? My name is Judy Sablack. I'm one of the 9 members of the Board of Assessment Appeals. I'm going to hear your appeal today, and your hearing is also being recorded. All right, okay. All right, I'm going to state a few things for the record. Please correct me if anything is inaccurate. Okay. Your appeal number... 19. Hold on. Oh, where is it? Your appeal number is 19. Yeah. The property you're appealing is located at 1084 Sturgis Highway. Yeah. The owner of the property is Bhavna Patel. Yes. The town has your property appraised at $2,098,900. What I'm seeing, maybe more 90. Wait a minute. What I'm seeing is your ask amount. You're asking the town to reduce your appraised values. I still see that at $2,098,000. $2,098,000. Yeah, just a moment. 2.98. Oh. Look. Yeah, I don't see any change here. Look, I'll tell you one here. I don't understand these things, but my husband passed away. He used to manage it. Just a moment. I got to do a couple of other things first so I can put you into the record, okay? All right. So we'll talk about that $2,098,900. I'm just going to confirm that you're either the owner of the property or an agent authorized to appeal on the owner's behalf and swear you in. So can you please state your name for the record and whether you're the owner or the agent? I'm the owner. And then can you state your name for the record? Bhavna Patel. Thank you very much. Okay, and now I'm going to swear you in. Okay, can you raise your right hand? Oh. Do you solemnly swear that the information that you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. She gave you a sheet of paper, so can you write your name on that? That's all I have to do is write your name. I'll take care of everything else. Okay. Thank you. What do you think the value of the house was? Okay, so I have your requested value at $2,098,000. So 2.98? $2,098,900. That's what the town value is. It doesn't look like there's any change. Is that what you were intending? Look, this is what happened. I don't really understand this because my husband used to manage it, but he passed away.
So I haven't sold the house, but I got this letter from the town. So my realtor said, look, it would be quicker to sell my house if I got the taxes reduced. I need to sell it.
The assessed value
Has gone down.
Okay, the assessed value is 70% of the appraised value. And the appraised value is $2,098,900.
98, so it's 2.98?
Yeah. Here, let me just do it. I'm going to run through a number for you, okay?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I have it here, sorry.
2,098,900, okay.
Yeah, I got it. I'm sorry, I got it here.
You see it?
Yeah.
All right. So that's what they appraised the home at,
Yeah.
and your assessment is always 70% of that, right?
Yeah. It's that one, yeah.
And the assessment is 1,469,230.
That's this one here.
That's what it is.
But previously was this, the taxes are based on that. I'm just telling what my realtor told me. She said previously the taxes are based on this value, right? It's gone down. So your taxes need to be lower, so it makes it easier to sell my house. I'm sorry if I sound like a dog here. My husband used to do that.
Stop. No worries, please, no worries. All right. The old assessed value was $1,632,960. The new assessed value is $1,469,000. It looks like it's reduced it.
Yeah, so right now I pay like over $40,000 in taxes based on this value.
Okay. I can't speak to the taxes. That's based on the mill rate. So when I look at this looks like it's a reduction from what it was.
Yeah, so that's what the realtor was saying. That means your taxes need to be lowered.
The
town needs to reduce my tax.
This is just for the appraisal of your home.
All right, so how do I get the taxes reduced then? I don't even know what she sent me here. That's the truth.
Oh, okay. So this is the appraisal of your home. Do you agree with the appraisal of your home?
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, okay. Well, if you agree, your taxes are figured on the mill rate.
So it will be lowered in June?
I have no idea what the mill rate is going to do. All I can tell you is that if it stayed the same, if the mill rate was exactly the same, you would be paying less. And that's what it appears to be over here. And if you want, it wouldn't hurt for you to go to the tax assessor's office. It's just, remember when you were sitting? Take a right and go down that little ramp or that little yellow, all right, and go there and just ask them to explain that to you. And it looks like the taxes your appraisal has gone down.
Okay.
All right, and your assessment is down almost $200,000, which means that you're in good shape.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't be here.
Oh, please, do not apologize. We're here to help. I'm really happy to help you.
I'm going to do more than our lately. It's a possibility. Okay, thank you. Sorry for your time.
You're very welcome.
I basically have to ask him if the tax will go down. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Best of luck to you.
Okay, thanks.
right, so here's the new page. I'll show it to you. It's personalized for each person. Oh, it is. Putting it there. Okay, so I don't think I need to hand on that anymore then. What I would do, whatever was that. Yeah, I'll have, because that's what I think so. I'll double check. That one without it. All right. So, I'm thinking this is now but oh, you got it. No.
Even the grandmother took us out to dinner one night. We drank some nice champagne. That's fantastic. Good morning. Good morning. So thank you so much for doing this. And what can you talk with this? My pleasure. Thank you. Captain, I'm ready. Judy, how's it going? You all set?
Yeah, I am. I see that we have some new paperwork in here. It looks good. And, I need to...
I'm sorry, Catherine. In the folder, I'm finding the swearing sheet.
Yeah, I know. You're the last one I gave it to. We just had a conversation. The deliberations are really important. I need to get in on it.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So I think
You're on at 4 o'clock.
Right, just for a couple of hours, I'm in. Okay.
Judy? Thank you. I thought, looking for Judy. Judy, how are you? How are you?
Oh, fantastic.
How's everything?
Thank you. Great. How's everything?
How's the day going so far?
I'm gonna guess that you are Joe and Mary.
No. So I'm John Thomas. This is my fiancée, Lauren Abbott.
Oh, okay.
And we are.
All right.
So we're
Quarter Horse Lane, right?
173 quarter.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. We're in the right place. Thank
Judy,
you.
we're in contract to buy the house. We have an affidavit that allows us to speak on behalf of
Okay,
it.
all right. I have a couple of housekeeping things to handle first.
Sure.
For the record. So go ahead.
Sure.
Have a seat.
Okay.
Have
All
a
right.
seat. And I see that something about a purchase price. So here's a couple of things that I have to read in. By the way, welcome.
Thank you. Okay.
I'm Judy Zablack. I'm one of 9 members of the Board of Assessment Appeals. I'm going to hear your appeal today, and your hearing is being recorded. So please state a few things for the record. The appeal number is 623. The property you are appealing is located at 173 Quarter Horse Lane. The owner of the property is Joseph and Mary Lynch. The town has the property appraised at $1,816,800, and you're requesting the town reduce the appraised value to $1,625,000.
Correct.
Correct.
Right.
Just
All
one
right,
question.
now-
Okay, just for the record, you had mentioned it was 623. It says on mine it's 621. Just for.
$1,625,000.
No, the appeal number. Sorry, you had
621.
621.
Did I say that?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. It's appeal number 621 for
Sure.
the record. Okay, my contact lenses, I think my right one is a little dry.
I know
All
the
right,
feeling.
okay, now I'm going to confirm you're either the owner of the property or an agent authorized to appeal on the owner's behalf and swear you in.
Sure.
So please state your name for the record and whether you are the owner or the agent.
Agent, John Thomas.
Agent Lauren Abbott.
And your affidavit is here.
Correct. I have one here as well if you need.
Lauren Abbott, John Thomas. I see it, okay. Okay. So, okay.
Sure.
Now it's your opportunity to provide testimony as to why you believe the market value of the home on October 1st was $1,625,000 and not the value is assigned by the town. Market value is what your home most likely would have sold for on that date. Please try to be as succinct as possible.
Sure. Judy, may I present you with just some backup information?
I love that. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Okay. Did I give you a,
The sworn
Good.
statement signature?
yeah, yeah, can you sign that?
Sure. Do we each need one, or, oh, we can both? There's multiple signatures.
So in that packet, you'll see it's probably the thickest piece
Are
is
we
the
we're all
contract.
done with that?
Sorry, I just wanted I was checking the date.
Oh, there, I'll do that.
Oh, okay.
We're good, exciting.
Okay.
It's exciting, it's different, right?
So within that packet, Judy, just so you're aware, the thickest piece of information is the contract of sale.
That's what I'm looking at right now, okay? I'm trying to get there. Okay. And you entered into this contract on the 22nd of February, 2021. That's what it looks like.
Correct. The closing date is 3/22.
Okay. All right, well, it's good that you brought the contract. It's technically not before the end of October. It will be with the, I will certainly present it. I totally get it. So I see the contract. I got it.
Okay.
What else would you like to tell me?
Sure. Yeah. So I mean, very simply put, obviously the first selling point is the agreed upon purchase price is clearly lower than the town appraisal. The town appraised value is 1,816. Purchase price is 1,725. We are mindful that the home did sell in 2001, 2.250. However, it's obvious that the house is fair market value is lower given our contracted price.
And what did you say that other prior sale is? Can you just mention
2.250 in 2001.
Oh, in 2001.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, we were mindful of the fact that it did have a higher price. I think that might have influenced the assessment in the past. However, I think the current market value is clearly lower for the home. We also provided a list of comparables, comparable properties that were provided on the spreadsheet in the packet, are of similar square footage, 5,000 to 6,000 square feet. Land acreage is 1 acre plus. And we also provided pools in our comps just for obvious additional value reference.
For some reason I'm not, okay, so one line comparable, okay.
Yes, it is that.
That's with the Vernon Hill and Cherry
Yeah.
Lane
Exactly.
side, okay.
So we provided a range of selling prices of 1.585 to 2.35 million to provide a pretty broad picture. but it's clear the ones closer to 173 Quarter Horse Lane are notably assessed lower. There's actually one house in particular on our block. I provided the property card for this within that package. This house is 170 Quarter Horse Lane.
Okay.
So you can see from the metrics on the property card that this home is nearly 700 square feet larger, has a similar plot size, has a pool, and is currently listed for sale, well, that is a more subjective measure, at $2.990. However, the house more objectively sold in 2005 for $2.450 and is actually appraised at $1.705, even lower than our house, 173 Quarter Horse Lane, despite the higher selling price and also the larger metrics of the home.
It's worth noting that that is not one of the comparable properties that we included on the spreadsheet, just because it hasn't sold within the recent past. So we brought that as an exception.
Okay.
Right. And you'll also see it additionally on the recently sold homes on the same block of Quarter Horse Lane is house number 255. This home has a very similar square footage, a slightly larger plot of land, and it last sold in 2019 for $1.597 and is actually appraised significantly lower at $1.508.
Great, great, and this is wonderful to have the list here and the field cards. We really appreciate it.
Sure.
It's really good.
And then lastly, we would just like to highlight the concept of variances between fair market value, selling prices per se, versus town appraisals. And we understand that it's understandable that the market prices fluctuate. The current environment will most likely see selling prices above appraised values in open market per se. This is evident in multiple comparables that show that the selling prices are, in fact, close to, or in most cases, higher than the appraised values. You'll see it on the comparables that we provided. This number is actually 94% of the purchase price.
The average.
Yeah, the average. We highlight this because 173 Quarter Horse Lane, as we mentioned earlier, is an outlier in this regard. Despite an upward moving market, the contracted selling price of 173 Quarter Horse Lane is actually significantly lower than the town appraisal, and that difference is close to $92,000. So while this is predictable in a market like this, a predictable market development of selling prices being higher than appraisals, this exception highlights our belief that the assessment is just, too high.
And just to kind of understand where we got that the 1625 number from, that's approximately 94% of the selling price. So we took the average of the comps, the differential between the appraised and the selling price, and then applied that multiplier to our selling price.
Right. So in our initial appeal form, we had given a range of 1625 to 1725, but used the 1725 as a starting point, given the fact that is the contracted price. But if you're looking at the comparables and the variances, it does indicate that a proper more 1.625 references are more notable.
Okay. All right. So 94%, that's how you arrived at the 160.
That's how we arrived.
Exactly.
Right. It wasn't just an arbitrary number.
No.
It was in light of the variances
Okay.
which we discussed.
Yeah, it ties to the spreadsheet.
Okay. Okay. That's great. Thank you very much.
Sure. No, thank you for your time.
Very much.
Yes.
Cool. Okay, so I have all of this. I'm going to make it a part of the file right now. All right, so I will be presenting your petition to the majority of the board in a deliberation session for consideration and vote. You'll be notified by mail of the board's decision within 7 days of the decision. All decisions will be made in March, and if your appeal is denied, you can come back next year. If you were granted a reduction, you cannot appeal again until the next reevaluation in 5 years. If you don't agree with the board's decision, you can take the next step and appeal your decision in court. Instructions on how to appeal in court will be in your decision letter. Okay? Thank you. And if you don't have any other questions for me, we're all done.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
great.
Judith, thank you so much for your time today. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Just a more practical matter, just given that we're moving on March 22nd. Yes.
Yes.
I know we're so excited.
We're very, very excited to move into the town, so.
I could tell.
Yes.
I could tell. Yes.
But just in terms of if we're going to be notified by mail, is there any other, I just want to make sure,
yeah.
just given the logistics of the timing and
That
the,
would be, they're gonna notify, they'll notify the owner in mail.
oh,
As
okay,
of today, so they're not gonna notify you, they're gonna notify the owner. The owner's gonna tell you.
okay,
And the decision
Or,
comes.
you know, what, listen, I really like to try to get these deliberations done. They all have to be done by the end of March.
Okay, perfect.
No ifs, no ands, no buts. You're only in the first week. So, you know, I wanna get this done soon. I think what you can do is look, there's a way to look online, you may be able to figure out when the deliberation is happening,
okay.
and then you can actually listen in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you can ask Catherine down below. She might be able to tell you the assessors, but right now we're being recorded. If anybody wanted to listen to this hearing, they could hear it.
Oh, wow, okay, great.
Okay? There you go. Best of luck.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Do you have everything you need? No further questions?
I've got nothing else for you. Best of luck.
Thank you,
See you.
really appreciate it.
Welcome to Fairfield.
Thank you,
you.
we're very excited.
Enjoy the weather. Thank you again.
Oh,
Be
you
safe.
too.
Take
You
care.
too. Frank? Now, could you call Frank to come on?
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
This is Mr. Gentile, who owns the property.
Great.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you, gentlemen. Please have a seat.
You want us to vote?
Well, welcome. I have a couple of things just for the record that I have to state, and we just want to get started that way, and then I can proceed. My name is Judy Seglass, and I'm one of 9 members on the Board of Assessment Appeals. I'm going to hear your appeal today. Your hearing is also being recorded. I'm going to state a couple of things for the record. Your appeal number is 306. Property you're appealing is located at 110 Old Hickory Road. The owner of the property is Michael Gentile. The town value, town ownership property appraised at $1,514,500. You're requesting a town reduce your appraised value to $1,350,000. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, great. Now I'm just going to confirm that you're either the owner of the property or an agent authorized to appeal on the owner's behalf. And so can you please both state your name and for the record and whether you're the owner or the agent?
All right. Mike Gentile, owner of the property.
Sorry, I mispronounced your name. And
Frank Murphy, attorney.
great. Would you kindly just sign on that? I'll fill in the rest. Just sign your name.
Me as well?
Yes. And I'm about to swear you in. As you gentlemen, can you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning this assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you out?
Yes.
Thank you. I'm just going to take this and have it for the record. Thank you so much. All right, now this is your opportunity to provide testimony as to why you believe the home, market value of the home on October 1, 2020 was $1,350,000 and not the value assigned by the town. Market value is what your home most likely would have sold for on that date. And please try to be as succinct as possible.
All right. As you see from the material we've given you, he purchased the property on July 17, 2019 for $1,350,000. At the time, he had a market value appraisal for that amount as well, $1,350,000. Now that's an objective value of the market because it's an actual arm's length selling price. The assessor is at $1,514,000 in a market that was relatively stable and not rising in this particular area. And for lending purposes, a recent appraisal was done, which you have attached to the materials at $1,400,000. Which was done on November 6, 2020. In other words, within a month of the assessment date. And that appraisal confirms the actual price as being a fair market price. As you know, appraisals are opinion of value, so there's a certain subjective element involved in that with the adjustments. But if you look at the appraisal report of Mark Fitzgerald, you'll see that...
Is that for a refi?
I'm sorry?
Is that for a refi, the 1-4?
Yes.
Okay.
If you look at his adjusted comparables, 5 comparables, all in the same area, you'll see that his adjusted value is $1,345,750, and these comparables are pretty tight in their overall values, so that we think that supports the market value. Now one other minor thing, maybe it's not too minor, but on the square footage of the house, there's a a difference of about 268 square feet. That makes a difference, of course, in the computerized mass appraisal. The difference is on the second floor.
Okay, did you include the field card for you to look at it?
Yes.
Okay. All right, yeah, I see it. All right, so if there is a discrepancy, yeah, I do have something for you. Let me take a look at this first. Because someone else came to me yesterday. It was actually an attorney that came to me yesterday and had a question about the field card. And the field card actually looked, after we discussed it, it was actually correct.
No.
So,
okay.
So tell me what your, or actually it appears to be correct in my opinion. I'll just say it that way.
Okay.
So,
all right, well, if you look at the second page under the...
I'm looking at the other, okay, so we have the cathedral, the building sub-area summary.
Yes.
Is that what you're looking at?
Yes.
Okay, so talk to me about that.
And you'll see upper story finished.
Right.
1,713
right.
square feet. The appraiser, Mark Fitzgerald, comes up within his appraisal report at 1,445.
Oh. Well.
So that makes a difference of 268 square feet.
Okay, 268 square feet?
Yes.
I want you to know that the appraiser and the assessor and counsel give these out sparingly. Okay. So, to make sure that it is correct, then you're going to request for somebody to come out and actually take a measurement. Okay? I just confirm if that's what the appraiser said and we have something different, then go ahead. Okay?
All right, so we submit this to the assessor's office?
Yeah.
Okay. One other thing that I should hand you is that on the application form there is a typo under paragraph E, where I say
It's 1 million with the extra zero?
yes.
I saw that. I'm not going to beat you up. You're a nice man. Okay. We all know what you mean. We all know what you mean. It doesn't have any bearing.
I wish I had that type of money.
Yeah, I know. Look, give me the comments. I'll take the zeros and the comments with a real good number in front of it. Oh, look, I only need one digit. Okay.
So we think that the market is still at $1,350,000, which is what he paid for it, and it's confirmed by the appraisal contemporaneous with the valuation date by the assessor. We don't think that the market supports a $1,514,500 value, and so we would ask that it be reduced to $1,350,000.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
And today I'm on time.
And you're on time. You know, I'm going to tell you what. I come here at 8:30 to make sure everything is all set, because at 9 o'clock, I'm here ready for somebody, not getting ready, not making sure if things happen, there's glitches. We don't ever want glitches, right? Mm-hmm. Especially when it comes to you and, everybody that comes in. All right. So thank you. I will be presenting a petition to a majority of the board and deliberation session for consideration and vote. You will be notified by mail of the board's decision within 7 days of the decision. All decisions will be made in March. If your appeal was denied, you can come back here next year. If you are granted a reduction, you cannot appeal again until the next revaluation in 5 years. If you don't agree with the board's decision, you would take the next step and appeal your decision in court. Instructions on how to appeal in court will be in your decision letter. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank
you, gentlemen.
One other item, I do have.
Yes, Frank, what you got for me?
I do have the appraisal report from the time that you purchased, if you'd like that also.
Yes, sure.
And that was given at the informal conference, so it's probably in
Okay.
the file already, but we brought you another copy.
You know, let me just make sure yeah, I've got,
The one attached to the
yeah, well, I've got
application.
the Fitzgerald appraisal.
Yes,
All right. I'm happy to take this
okay,
and put it onto the file, all right?
all right, very good.
Have a fabulous day, guys.
Thank you.
Frank, will I see you again?
No.
Oh, okay. All right.
Have a good day.
Take care.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Very good. Bye-bye. You want us to send someone else up, or
That's it.
so you don't have to
You
run up
can
and
let
down the stairs?
yeah, I would so appreciate you just letting the gal at the desk know that she could send somebody up in about a minute.
Okay,
Okay?
yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay, very good. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I just realized your 10 o'clock is a phone call.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
And your
Thank
10:15
you.
is here, so just let me know when you're out.
Okay. Oh, I need the number. Can you get me all that information?
Sure.
Oh, my 10 o'clock. No, that's not my 11:15. Okay. No problem. Don't worry about it.
You got it? Okay.
Yep.
Hello?
Oh, hi, this is Judy Zenglack with the Board of Assessment Appeals for the Town of Fairfield. I'm looking for Mr. Sam Macaluso.
Yes, Mr.
Okay, great, Sam. We're going to do this over the telephone. I've got a couple things that I've got to read into the record, and so bear with me on that, okay?
Okay.
All right, your appeal number is 584. The property you're appealing is located at 988 Reef Road. The owner of the property is Sam Macaluso.
Yes.
The town has your property appraised at $636,900. You're requesting the town reduce your appraised value to $385,000. Is that all correct?
Yes.
Okay, great. Now I'm just going to confirm that you're either the owner of the property, I thought I'd read this into the record, or an agent authorized to appeal on the owner's behalf. So please state your name for the record, or whether you're the owner or the agent.
Sam Macaluso, and I'm the owner.
Thank you. And now I'm going to swear you in.
I'm sorry.
And now I'm going to swear you in.
Okay.
Can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear that the information that you shall give concerning the assessment appeal, now in question, shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you, Sam. All right, now this is your opportunity to design testimony as to why you believe the market value of your home on October 1st, 2020 was $350,000 and not the value assigned by the town. Or $385,000, I apologize. $385,000 and not the value assigned by the town. Market value of which your home would most likely would have sold for on that date. Please try to be as succinct as possible.
Yeah, so I sent in some stuff, and I didn't, if you guys have, I sent it to, when I did the initial appeal, I sent all my comps and everything, but did they give something to send in? I didn't see one on the...
All right, what I see is, in your file, I see 583 Reef Road.
Yeah, I did some comps, and then,
And that's all I see actually is 588 Reef Road. Did you, yeah, that's it. Was there something else besides that?
yeah, so I sent in some comps, and I had the house for sale for like a year, on the market, and I didn't get any offers. And what I've gotten was builders looking, and then they were saying, you're right on the tidal river right there. And also that tidal river goes right to the sewage treatment plant and the dump. And for some reason, all the trash, every tide cycle washes the trash into the river, which has been going on since I've owned the property. So people don't like that. I sent a picture of that for the other thing. Literally every day you can go and clear out.
You sent a picture of this in, Sam. You sent pictures. I'll tell you what I have. I don't have a photograph, not in your file. I don't have that. What I have is a listing at 583.
You have my email?
Hold on, I see a 583 and I see 28 Riverside Drive. I see those comparables. 475 and 505. That's what you get. That's what you sent, right?
Okay. If you have the email, I'll resend it. I didn't see any email to send it to for the town. I sent it to the other thing, or do I send it to them? But anyhow, that was the complaint. You're on a tie. It's not a knockdown because we have such a problem here building. You're on clay. You probably wouldn't even be able to do it on pilings. And I can send you the pictures in the river every day right next to it. It's literally 5 feet from that little river. It's just full of trash from the town that somehow washes in there. And I talked to the town, and they said
clean it out. We'll send somebody, they never do. I clean it out, I go back the next day, I wash the trash in. So people don't like that. You know, that's something from the town that, you know.
All right, I don't have a photograph of them, but I can't
I can send it
imagine.
right now if you want, I have three.
Yeah, I don't know the email address that you should send it to, so I'm gonna why don't you, when we hang up, call the town hall and, ask for the assessor's office and tell them you want to add a photograph to your appeal, and could they kindly put that into the file, and then send it to them, and that'll be in here, okay?
Okay, so I'm doing it to the assessor, but you don't know what it is.
No, I don't know. I don't want to quote something, and I could be sending it to the wrong email. So I would suggest we hang up and you just call the town of Fairfield, ask the assessor's department, and let them know that you want to add a photograph to your file, and you can email it in. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Anything else, Sam?
No, I mean, you know, over the years, they've had reassessments, but, you know, I have other houses, and they went up, you know, a little bit or stayed the same. It's just this one went up, you know, so much. You know, was that something that was just an anomaly there, or?
You know, I can't speak to that. I cannot speak to that. But what I will speak on your behalf, you know, to the 9 members of the board with regards to your appeal. Okay? So.
Yeah.
Okay, I appreciate that. Now, I will be presenting your petition to the majority of the board at a deliberation session for consideration and vote. You will be notified by mail of the board's decision within 7 days on the decision. All decisions will be made in March, and if your appeal is denied, you're going to come back next year. If you're granted a reduction, you cannot appeal again until the next reevaluation of 5 years. If you don't agree with the board's decision, you could take the next steps and appeal your decision in court. Instructions on how to appeal in court will be in your decision letter. Okay?
Yeah. And can I just have...
Sam?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't get your name at the beginning.
Oh, my name is Judy Zegwag.
Judy, I saw what?
Zablak.
Okay. And are you elected, or are you just?
I'm appointed. I'm appointed as supplemental help.
Supplemental what?
Supplemental assistant. I'm a supplemental board member for the reval.
There we go. Okay. And there's 9. You said how many members?
There's 9 members.
Okay. And that is the assessment appeal board.
The board of assessment appeals. Mm-hmm.
Assessment appeals. Okay. All right. So I'll check that. I'll send it in, and just when you do meet with them, just make sure they can look. I had it for sale.
Well, you should be submitting these documents because you can't go look. There's like over 600 appeals. So if you have documents that you need to submit, then submit it. You might want to include your listing. You might want to do that. Okay.
When you do meet with the board, I realize you have a lot of them. What will you say? Like, what are the first 3 things you say?
Sam, I'm going to review this file. I won't make I can't make any decision, but I'm going to do exactly what you have. Exactly what you have mentioned to me is what I'm going to be saying to the board on your behalf.
Right.
Okay. So
the three things, real quick, if you could just put on there, those 2 comps. If you could put on there that I had it for sale online for a year, did not get 1 offer, and then the reason was because it's on the title. This would be the 3rd. The reason is it's on the title, creek right next to it, and it doesn't look good because it fills the trash on every high tide cycle.
I made all these notes for you, okay, and put them in the file. And, thank you very much, and,
Okay.
and if you don't have any other questions for me, conclude your hearing. And you
Thank you.
you're very welcome, thank you, bye-bye.
Mr. Kehoe? There, Mr. Kehoe?
Hi, Sandy, Jane? Huh? It's good, my lenses are a little dry, I'm like, I have,
You have a red coming up?
no, I do not, I did, but I don't anymore. I do have glasses in the car, I'm like almost close to going. Come on in. Thank you. Please have a seat.
Thank you so much.
I'm going to ask you to sign your name on that form shortly. But a couple things that we have to do just for the record. Sure. What a gentleman. Wow. You waited for me to slip before you slept. I caught that.
Well, that's
a gentleman. That's a gentleman.
I guess maybe that's in the genes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, welcome. My name is Judy Zeblack. I'm one of 9 members on the Board of Assessment Appeals. I'm going to hear your appeal today.
Sure.
Your hearing is being recorded.
Okay.
I'm going to state a few things for the record, and I'll just please correct me if any of this is inaccurate. Your appeal number is 172.
Yes.
Hold on. The property you're appealing is located at 58 Stirrup Hill Road. The owner of the property is Monica and Sandeep Jain.
That's right.
The town has your property appraised at $1,332,700, and you are requesting the town reduce your appraised value to $1,150,000.
Correct.
Right, okay, great. Now I'm going to confirm that you're the owner of the property or you're authorized to appear on the owner's behalf and swear you in. But could you please state your name for the record, whether you're the owner or an agent?
I'm the owner. My name is Sandeep Jain.
I have no idea why that phone is ringing.
Maybe it's music to the ears. My name.
Yeah? Okay. All right. I'm going to swear you in, Sandy. The number, do you raise your right hand, please? Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Well, that was a long ringtone, wasn't it?
Yes.
That seemed to go on forever.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. So I see you've attached 9 sales is what I have, right?
Yes, maybe if this might be helpful, I can just give you this one as well, if you don't mind. It makes life a little bit easier. Basically, it's the same thing, but I've kind of highlighted the properties which I...
okay, and you know what? It helps. Every little bit, I'm sure it helps.
Sure.
So it's just a little different way.
From the spreadsheet, from the... well, the spreadsheet has a commentary on it.
Oh, this is great. I happen to be a realtor. I'm very accustomed to this.
Yes.
Okay, so go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would like to thank Angela Chapman, who has been very extremely helpful.
Who's that?
My realtor, who was extremely helpful in compiling these reports. Her name is Angela Chapman.
Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Actually, I know her. Lovely that she did this for you.
Yes, I'm extremely thankful to her.
Okay, is there anything else that you want to share with me?
No, but maybe, so there were, I basically did a lot of due diligence in terms of what were the properties which were sold in that base period. And there were about like 40 properties in the Greenfield area. which I kind of wanted to zero in on because that's where my house is located.
Mm-hmm.
And of those, if I wanted to make the apples to apples comparison, I identified 10 properties which kind of come closest to my property. And if you don't mind, me going over each of them, and then we can kind of make a.
You got about 4 to 5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. So, and whatever you want to share with me,
Sure.
I am happy to make notes.
Sure. So the most compelling case is the property on. So obviously I couldn't go with all 40 of them because we have limited time. So the most compelling case is the first one is my property where I've listed the square footage and the rooms and so on. This is basically in that spreadsheet.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Correct. So the second property, which is 30 Wellington Drive, that's the one which comes closest to my property in terms of when it was built, the square footage, acreage, number of beds and baths. And that property is virtually identical to mine, and it was originally listed at 1.195, but it sold at exactly the same price as what my property was, which is 1.15, 1,150,000. Okay, and so that's the most compelling case. Then the one next after that, 101 Bramley Hedge Circle, that one has more acreage, it has more square foot, more number of rooms, but it actually sold at 1.08 million. So it was originally listed at 1.15 or 1.149, and it actually ended up selling at a lower price. There's a brand new house on 410 North Cedar Road. That stayed on the market for more than a year at 1.3 million. That house was virtually built in 2000. It's a brand new home because it was built in 2019, and it stayed on the market for more than a year at 1.3 million. It ended up selling at 1.177, which is close to my property. But given that this house is like 15 years newer than my house, it still ended up selling at this comparable price as mine. Okay. The one on 400 Bird Street, that house is a much newer construction. It's been there on the market for more than 8 months, and it hasn't sold yet. It was listed at 1.195, and this statistic actually gives me a lot of jitters because if I put my house in the market, say at 1.2 million, and it's telling me if a brand new house hasn't sold, what's the chance of my house getting sold at 1.2 million? Okay, so then the rest of the houses, I make comparable estimates. If the house quality is slightly inferior to mine, but it shows that it's comparably sold at a lower price as well. And a house which is extremely, if you go to the last page, if you turn the page over, and there's houses which are like 1.5 times the size of my house. And those,
I see what you did.
Right.
You you ran the gamut for all the prices, so you could see what someone would get for the price that we counted.
Correct.
Yeah.
So basically, that analysis, it's pretty convincing. And I know for a fact, I asked my realtor, if I put my house on the market today, what will it sell for? And she gave me an honest answer. She said, look at the comparable sales. These sales don't lie. They tell you that if I put my house on the market if I try to get 1.3 million for this, it's going to stay on the market for a year. It's not going to sell. And eventually, if you bring it down to 1.15, yes, that's where it has a chance of selling. So,
Right. Duly noted. All noted.
Thank you
and
so
I'm
much.
going to add this to the record. And thank you. And was there anything else you wanted to submit?
No, I mean, unless you think there's something else you want me to make.
I think whatever you're comfortable with, I think this is good. And I will be presenting your petition to a majority of the board
Okay.
at a deliberation session for consideration and vote. You will be notified by mail of the board's decision within 7 days of the decision, and all decisions will be made in March. If your appeal is denied, you can come back next year. If you're granted a reduction, you cannot appeal again until the next revaluation in 5 years. If you don't agree with the board's decision, you can take the next step and appeal your decision in court. Instructions in the Highland Penal Court will be in your decision letter.
Okay.
Okay? Thank you, and if you don't have any other questions,
Thank you.
conclude your
Thank
hearing.
you.
Thank you very
Should I
much.
give this to you? This signed form?
Yeah, did you sign that?
Yes, I did. Should I
Okay.
sign it?
No, I'm back.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. You've been so kind to listen to me patiently.
Thank you for being on time.
Thank you, Judith. Have a good day.
Thank you, you too.
All right. Am I done then? Can I go?
Yes, you can go.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful day.
Yes, you too.
$85 Lancelot? Is anybody down there? Is anybody here? I need your phone number so I don't need to walk up and down the stairs. 85 Lancelot here? Come on up. It's the voice from nowhere. Come on up. Thank you so much. Sure. And feel free to have a seat.
Thank you. Over here?
Yeah, over here.
I have some additional,
Okay, I've got to do some, like housekeeping and swear you in and all that
Oh,
stuff.
sure,
So you're
of
going to give that to me in a moment.
all right.
Okay? Thank you very much.
You
Feel
can
free to
sign
have a
this.
seat. Yeah, you could just sign it. That's all you need to do. But you can wait till I swear you in order to do that,
Okay.
if you so choose. Okay. Well, welcome.
Thank
My
you.
name is Judy Hegwack. I'm one of 9 members of the Board of Assessment Appeals. I'm going to hear your case, your appeal today, and your hearing is also being recorded. I'm going to state a few things for the record, and please correct me if any of this is inaccurate, okay?
Sure.
Your appeal number is 265. The property you're appealing is located at 85 Lancelot Drive. The owner of this property is Masim Karash Azerbaijan. You may know that better than me. I know you're an appellant. I know you're appointed. The owner of this, the town has the property appraised at $1,294,500. You're requesting the town reduce the appraised value to $950,000.
Actually, 960. I'm actually purchasing the home. I have a fully executed contract. I'll be.
Oh, it's actually 960? Just
That we were negotiating when I did this, when I had him sign the affidavit. I actually ended up paying 960 for the home. So that's the number that I'm looking for.
Okay. All right, now I'm going to confirm that you're either the owner of the property or an agent authorized to appeal on the owner's behalf and swear you in. Can you please state your name and for the record and whether you're the owner or the agent?
Mary Kathleen Dowden, agent.
Okay, I do
But I'm
have
not
the
a-
affidavit on file.
I'm not a real estate agent. I'm the prospective owner.
I'm aware.
Okay, when you said agent, I just wanted to, okay.
Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah.
And I know Carl.
The attorney, that's
Yeah.
the seller's attorney, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he
Okay.
provided the affidavit. He
All right,
seems like a
great.
nice man.
Okay, now I'm going to swear you in. You solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. Now you can sign that. And all you need to do is sign. I'll take care of everything else.
And I did a little, bear with me, because it was sort of a rushed situation when I applied to get in under the deadline.
Okay.
We had
All right, but one other thing that I want to read for the record.
Okay.
Okay. And we have limited time, you know that.
I know that, this is why I want to give you this.
Okay.
I have a little
All right.
summary of my report.
All right. This is your opportunity to provide the testimony as to why you believe the market value of the house on a home on October 1, 2020 was worth, we'll change this to $960.
Correct.
And not the value assigned by the town. Market value is what the home most likely would have sold for on that date. So I'm going to ask you, as you know, please be as succinct as possible. What do you have for me?
I have this for you, which if you just read this, it'll give you a really good synopsis of my case.
Okay, do you want to read part of it verbally so it's in the record? You can read like the most important parts if you want. You're certainly welcome. This is also for me too?
Well, I brought a lot of backup. I'm not sure which one yet. So here is this is a spreadsheet that I put together of comparable homes. These are the, what do you call these, the cards?
Field cards.
Field cards for all of those homes, including the home that I'm buying. This is an inspection report that was done in February after I bindered the home.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I might have provided, I can't remember whether I provided the summary or the full inspection, and I didn't know whether you needed the contract showing I'm actually purchasing the home. Yeah, probably want that.
That is unnecessary.
Okay, but it does have pictures, so part of my case is that the home is in original condition and in a state of disrepair. So this inspection shows some of that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I do think
okay.
I do think that it's important, if you don't mind.
If you think it's important, it is important.
All right, so do you want me to read that?
I want you to read part of that into the record. We've got about 6 or 7 minutes.
This is the other thing
And
I
that
want to show you. And this is the backup. This is the history of the home as it was put on the market, because that's part of my case. So I'll get started,
okay.
if that's okay?
So you go as fast as you want.
Okay.
I just think it's important for everybody to hear.
Sure.
Right?
So we've contracted to purchase this home and have a closing date of April 1st. And the contract attached.
Of 2021?
That's correct. So
okay.
In less than a month, we'll be closing on the home. The current assessment of the home has an appraised value of 1.2945, so almost 1.3. We're actually purchasing the home for $960,000, so well below the appraised value. The home was listed in 2017 for $1.595 and reduced to $1.495 in February of 2018. It did not sell. It was listed again in June of 2018 for $1.450, so $1,450,000, reduced in October to $1,195,000. It was also listed for rent at that point, and I think it actually rented. Was then listed for sale in February of 2019 for $1.150 and reduced to $1 million in June of 2019, which was the listing price when we purchased the home, $1 million. The owner has not lived in the home for many years. He's had renters in the home for several years, and he basically has not kept up the home with maintenance and repairs. So based on what we're paying for the home and the fact that multiple attempts were made to sell it for more, we're appealing the current appraised value to more closely reflect what actually the fair market value is and what we paid for it. Although the home has tremendous potential, it's mostly in its original state and in need of total renovation and many repairs. I did attach the inspection report, as I mentioned, noting that the siding and trim has deteriorated, it's rotting, needs to be repaired and refinished. There are photos in that inspection report. The roof was not able to be inspected but appears to be old and in need of replacement. Deterioration of the chimney is noted in the report. Also noted is that cantilever joists under the deck are deteriorated and there's no flashing. As a result, the windows and walls on the lower level are water damage and in need of repair and replacement, as is the deck and the joists. We actually brought in a builder to look at this job before we negotiated the price, and it's a big job. The interior of the home, which was built in 1979, has mostly original construction and finishes, including floors, walls, windows, cabinetry, appliances, bath fixtures, etc. Several appliances and mechanicals are not in working order. The owner did put a new oil heating system in recently for 2/3 of the house, but the remaining 1/3 is heated with an old gas system that will need to be replaced in the near future. The AC system is also old and in need of replacement. This is all noted in the inspection report. So while it's difficult to find exact comps, we've attached a spreadsheet of homes in the area that are comparable. We included the average assessed value per square foot. Is it assessed or appraised?
All right, the appraised value, the assessed is what you pay taxes on, is 70%.
Yeah,
Did you close,
I think it's appraised.
Were you closing on this, or did you close?
April 1st.
April for closing, April 1st.
Should actually say appraised, because that's what I kind of kept everything at the appraised value to
You
compare.
wouldn't be alone, a lot of people get them a little.
Get those two words mixed up, yeah.
Okay, it's okay.
So the current average square foot appraised value of 85 Lancelot is $199.06, compared to $131.41 for the comparable homes I've listed. The current average assessed value of the per acre of 85 Lancelot is $207.84, compared to $195.399 for the comparable homes. So basically, the house seems to be the building seems to be overvalued, and the land is closer to the average of what, in the area. So we're proposing we could go about this a couple of different ways. One way, and it's listed on that spreadsheet at the bottom, is to simply reduce the value of the building and land by 26%, which represents what we were paying for the property versus the current appraised value. I keep writing this, that's where it says. Or you could reduce the building by 35% and the land by 10%. I'm trying to get to that 960 number, which we feel is the fair market value of the house, since it's what we paid for it, and the house was listed for considerably more for many years and did not sell. So, we could do 35% reduction in the building and 10% in the land, which represents a pricing closer to the average of those comparable homes. The other issue, when you look at the actual field cards, most of the comps appear to be more updated than the homes we are buying. In other words, if you look at the home we're buying in the building permit record, it's empty, and there are very few notes. And when I look at the other homes, I see that, there was a lot of, in a lot of them, not all of them, there was, substantial renovation and permits pulled for additions and upgrades. The bottom line is the house has tremendous potential, and we are planning to renovate the home and realize the appraised value will increase as we do so. Mm-hmm. However, we'd like to start at a fair value of the home, because the assessment will only go up from there.
Got it. By the way, we have your inspection, so I don't.
Oh, did I give it to you?
Yes,
I couldn't remember.
Another one?
Did I give it
already in the file?
Is it that exact one, not the summary? Because this one has photos, and I only.
The other one has photos too.
Okay. It has that picture on the front. I just want to make sure you have the right thing.
Yeah, look what I have. I got all these pictures here.
Okay. Yeah. Then you have it. Great.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to give this back to you.
Okay.
And if you're welcome to see. You see that?
See what?
You're welcome.
Yes.
To
Yep.
Okay.
Perfectly fine. Yep. That's it.
All right.
And here's what I just read to you, sort of summary of our case. What do you? It seems.
I can't make any. If you're asking me for an opinion, I can't say anything like that.
Okay.
Well, I guess everything that you put together here. Okay. And
is there any other information from your experience that would help you or help me make a case with regard to my request?
Well, first off, let's be clear. I'm only, this is my first year on the Board of Assessment Appeals. I'm a supplemental member.
All right.
Okay. I happen to be a real estate agent, so they asked me to come in and, okay.
Sure.
So that's it. This all looks, it all looks better than some of the other applications that I've seen.
I put a lot of time into it, so.
Yes.
But the basic case is, I'm paying $960 for a house that's appraised for almost 1.3, so something's amiss.
Yes.
With regard to that.
Yes. I appreciate it, and I know it probably wasn't easy to come in, and it's, you know.
Sorry if I
really
seem nervous,
appreciate
I
it.
don't know, just presenting.
It's okay, you did a fantastic job, well, thank you very much.
Okay, can I just ask one other quick question? And this is a separate issue, but when we look at, and this is not an official, we have a floor plan of the house, right, with dimensions? Because my husband was like, I really don't think the house is 4,100 square feet or whatever. When we add it up, it doesn't come, it comes to like 3,700.
Remember that when they do the measurements, they
They do
measure
the
on
wall.
the outside,
So that could be part of it.
okay? So when you're thinking about wall to wall, remember you have all of that space from the outside.
He did add in the interior walls, 4 inches for each wall. I don't know if he added in.
Yeah, I was gonna go from the interior to exterior dimensions.
So I
I've
guess
got
my question is, if we do want to dispute the actual, and this would be a separate issue.
You could still go to the tax assessor at some point and ask them, just make sure, why don't you have an appraiser come out and measure it? Or have somebody come out and measure it for sure, and then you can talk to the appraiser, but we have to conclude.
Okay.
So, but definitely talk to the assessor, okay?
Okay, thank you.
With regards to that. I will be presenting a petition to the majority of the board at deliberation session for consideration and vote. You will be notified by mail the board's decision within 7 days of the decision. All decisions will be made in March. If your appeal is denied, you can come back next year. If you're granted a reduction, you cannot appeal again until the next reevaluation of 5 years. If you don't agree with the board's decision, you can take the next step and appeal your decision in court. Instructions on how to appeal in court will be in your decision letter.
Okay, thank you. And do you want these field cards? These are all the properties that I listed at the, in the spreadsheet, along with the field card for Lancelot. Oh, and at the bottom of the spreadsheet, by the way, there are 2 homes on Lancelot, which one just sold in February, which listed.
And you have these here. These are all comparable.
And then there's one at the one at the end was just listed, so it actually hasn't sold, but I thought since it's on the same street, it would be valuable.
Okay.
I didn't average that in.
So you're including field cards for
And then,
comparable.
right, and for the one that just sold on Lancelot, the field card does not show the closing price. So I included the real estate listing, the closed real estate listing with the closing price.
Okay.
And then I included the listing for the new.
Okay.
New listing on.
Yeah, on
Lancelot.
304? You're talking about 304?
Well, there's 2 on Lancelot. I can't remember. One is.
All right, we really have to conclude.
All right, I didn't get 15 minutes.
But yeah, you did.
Did I? I felt like I came up here a little bit late, but thank you.
Okay.
It was nice to meet you.
Thank you very much.
I'm
And
sorry.
I have all of this.
I know you said it, but.
Is this from Pat?
Yes, and Kim Ambrose is a good friend of mine, so, I don't know if you know Kim.
I know Pat.
Yeah, do you? Oh, great. I'm sorry, you said, when are you presenting this?
ASAP, it has to be in March.
Okay, so I'll hear sometime in March.
Yes, going to go to the owner. They're gonna get the information, not you.
Oh, okay,
Right.
because the affidavit says everything should come to me.
Oh, okay, then it should. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paul.
Bye-bye.
Good luck. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Ready? Stay here. I need your phone number again so I can call you and put it on the phone.
I think I might.
No. Come on in.
Really sure you come back.
We're looking at, I heard 802 right
Oh, yeah, I did. You know what? Yeah, I am.
It's really
842. Please feel free to have a seat.
Oh, sure. Let me, over here?
Yes.
Okay. I'm Joe.
Hi, Joe. I got a couple things. We have some housekeeping first,
Okay.
okay? bear with me a moment. I'm going to ask you to sign that for me.
All righty.
And I see that 842 Reading. Yeah, my contact lens is a little dry, so that's what's going on right now.
That's right, I forgot my glasses too, so I can read things from like way over here.
And my glasses are in the car, you know, that's certainly helpful. Okay. My name is Judy Sablet. I'm a 9-member. You could feel have a seat.
Well, I'm saying I can read stuff and
I'm Judy Sablet. I'm one of 9 members on the Board of Assessment Appeals. I'm going to hear your appeal today. Your appeal is also, a hearing is also being recorded. I'm going to state a few things for the record. Please correct me if anything is inaccurate. Your appeal number is 470. The property you're appealing is located at 842 Reading Road. The owner of this property is 842 Reading Road, LLC.
Yep.
The town has the property appraised at $1,196,100, and you're requesting that the town reduce the appraised value to $1,055,000.
Yes.
Okay. Great. Now I'm going to confirm that you're either the owner of the property or an agent authorized to appeal on the owner's behalf.
Yep.
Okay. Can you please state your name for the record, and whether or not you're an owner or an agent?
Joe Flores, owner.
Okay, thanks, Joe. Okay, great. Now it's your opportunity to provide testimony as to why you believe the market value of your home on October 1, 2020 was $1,055,000. And that the value assigned by the town. The market value for your home most likely would have sold for on that date.
Right, so we have, want me to talk now?
Go ahead.
Okay, so we submitted,
I'll tell you what I have. How's that?
I have a copy of, yes. So you have the printout, the assessment, and we submitted 2 appraisals that were done in 2020.
I see a restricted appraisal report.
Right, one by Clear Capital, which came back at $1,010,000, which is the as-is market value. It's this one.
Yeah, this is odd. It's something's wrong with this. Okay, hold on.
So
what I have is like a highly enlarged copy of the appraisal.
They must have printed it out wrong.
Well, this is what I got.
This one?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
These are like 8.5 by 14 legal sheets.
Weird.
Right, and that's like half of it.
Right. So
Right.
there's 2. There's one here and one here.
Oh, okay.
So there's 2. The first one is a Clear Capital appraisal.
Yeah, I see that.
Okay, and that was for $1,010,000 as is fair market value.
And what's the date on that?
Good Lord. Let the record show she laughed at me because I can't see it. This was 10.
It looks like, okay, appraisal report.
October 2020.
You see that? October 13, 2020.
I need a magnifying glass to see that. It's so small.
It's okay. You know, I'm having trouble with my eyes today too. So
the funny thing is, without my contacts.
I'm laughing at myself.
Right, without my contacts. I'm just kidding.
All right, and then the other appraisal report.
And the other one is from Harry Busker.
Yeah.
October 12th, 2020. Maybe that's why it was printed. It was.
Okay, and what was the amount on that one?
She had $1 million. She had list price $1,060,000, but it sold for $1,055,000.
$1,055,000.
Right.
Million, oh, is that what that is?
Yeah, she had list sale price $1,060,000.
Yeah.
But it sold for $1,055,000.
Okay.
And she has comps in here, and her certificate, and some other stuff that came along with this.
Okay.
I'm not sure why this was cut off.
It's okay.
Okay.
We have two appraisals.
Two appraisals. The
It's
first
got one for
$110,000.
$1,010,000, one for $1,055,000. You're
Yeah.
asking for $1,055,000.
And then I have subsequent information here, just pictures of the property and the summary, what we submitted, and then pictures of the property showing renovations needed, plumbing, wood rod, structure, fixes, et cetera.
Did you want to make those a part of the record?
Sure.
Okay. All right, great, thank you. Awesome. All right. That all looks good.
This is in color.
All right, thank you, John. I'll be presenting, was there anything else you have for me?
No.
Okay, thank you. I will be presenting your petition to the majority of the board at a deliberation session for consideration and vote. You'll be notified by mail of the board's decision within 7 days of the decision. All decisions will be made in March, and if your appeal was denied, you can come back next year. If you're granted a reduction, you cannot appeal again until the next reevaluation in 5 years. If you don't agree with the board's decision, you take the next step and appeal your decision in court. Instructions on how to appeal in court will be in your decision letter. Okay? All right, thank you. And if you don't have any other questions,
No.
this concludes our hearing. I need you to sign that.
Okay, that was my only other question.
Thank you. I'm glad I did that in the beginning. Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
Signatures, owners, duly authorized, here we go. That's it, just one signature?
Yeah, that's all.
Okay, thanks,
Thank you very
Judy.
much. Have a fabulous day.
You too, nice meeting you.
You too. For what each of us receive each other,
That's
right?
right. I can see fine, I can see great and far. It's reading this problem here. All right. You got this all day today?
No, I'm done at 12.
Oh, okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Your 11 o'clock is here.
Right. And then remember my 11:15, I have that.
There you go.
You are wonderful.
There you go. So that's for your 11:15.
Okay.
And do you see the revised number I sent through, from the college? Let me see.
Okay, you get my 11 in here.
Okay, yeah, this is it. Call that number there.
Well, this number.
Yeah. Yeah, 15,
there
he changed it. No, you call that number.
Okay.
I'll double check my email, but I think he said you call that number at 11:15.
All right.
I'll send your 11 o'clock out.
Okay.
Thank you.
That is Burr Street.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Hey, welcome.
Okay.
My name is Judy. I'm Dave West. I'm one of 9 members of the Board of Assessment Appeals, so I'm going to hear your appeal today.
Okay.
And the hearing is also being recorded. I'm going to state a few things for the record.
Yes.
Please correct me if any of this is inaccurate. Your appeal number is 11. The property you're appealing is located at 200 Burr Street.
Correct.
The owner of the property is Ann Melly.
Correct.
I hope I pronounced that right.
No, that's good.
Well, the town has your property appraised at $1,129,500.
Correct.
And you are requesting the town reduce your appraised value to $926,235.
Correct. I think that's fair.
Okay, great. Now I'm going to confirm that you're either the owner of the property or an agent.
What was that?
I'm now going to confirm that you're the owner of the property
Yes.
or an agent authorized to appeal on the
I'm
owner's
the owner.
behalf and swear you in. Please state your name for the record and whether or not you're an owner or an agent.
I am Ann Neely, the owner of the property.
Thank you, Ann. All right, will you raise your right hand?
Yes.
You solemnly swear that the information that you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
I do.
Thank you. Can you please sign the paper that I just put down up there, and then you can hand that to me, please? Thank you. Thank you. All right, now this is your opportunity to provide testimony as to when you believe the market value on your home on October 1, 2020
Okay.
was $926,235.
Do you have all the papers I submitted?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I'm just going to finish reading this statement.
Tell me when you're ready.
The value was $926,235, and not the value assigned by the town. Market value is what your home most likely would have sold for on that date.
Mhm.
Please try to be as succinct as possible.
Okay.
I do have your file in front of me.
Okay.
Is there anything that you would like to add to that, or you want to talk to me about it?
I want to talk to you about it. I ran into this problem several years ago, and they compared my house to my neighbor, which is directly right next door to me, and he's 130 Burr Street. And at that time, and it still remains to this day, they have him at 5,868 square foot, when it should in fact be 7,288 square foot, which is a big discrepancy. If you even just do the simple math, like what I wrote down, you do length times width, it's 76 feet by 47 feet. That gives you 3,572 times 2, and it gives you 7,144.
All right, okay. This is his house or this is your house?
This is his house. So what I'm telling you right now, the last time I did the appeal, they compared my house to his because we're just right next door to each other. The town has it listed at 5868 when it should be 7,288 square feet. That's huge. And they also, and at one time when they were selling the house, they even listed it for over 10,000 square feet because they have a finished basement with a gym and a theater.
Okay, so wait a minute. All right, so the house next door,
Yes.
the town is saying that it's less square footage?
Last time they compared me, the town has them
What's the listed square footage on 134?
5,000.
5,000, but you're saying it's
868. It's really 7,288. And we have the same problem.
And what does that have to do with yours? So try to
What does this have
help
to do
me
with?
out, because
What it has to do with me, they compared us last time. So he went down in property value because they're looking at, my house is 4,700 square feet. Now they're saying his house is 5,200 square feet. When it's not, it's 75. It's 1.5 times my house. And what I'm saying is his house went down 15%. My house went up 10%. I mean, his house went down 15%. He also has a big pool, and it's newer and more land. I don't have that land.
I see where you're going. Now I see where you're
But
going with that.
they compared, last time they compared my house, because our houses are like this.
I can hear your passion,
it's really.
I want you to know that, I hear your passion, I get it, and I hear your
And no,
passion, I hear your frustration.
And then in the future, they need to fix this, because this happened last time. The same thing, they compared my house with his house.
I really don't think that's how they are doing it.
Okay, so I'll keep moving, because I know we don't have much time, but I have a lot of.
I hear your passion.
Okay, so the next one is 220 Burr Street, is right next door to me, right? This house has been on and off the market for the past 8 years, right? And this, in 2019, a permit went in for a septic field, and they listed my address, because I'm 200 Burr Street, they're 220 Burr Street. So I'm afraid the town might have thought that that was for me, and they wanted to add on a 5th bedroom and bathroom. Again, the town has this listed incorrectly for the square footage. They have this at 3,241 square feet. It just went up for listing last week. They're listed at 4,700 square feet. They're actually more square footage than my home right now. And in addition to that, they tore it down they gutted it in 2012. So their house is my house is 21 years old. I haven't done anything. It's, 4 bedroom. This house is 5 bedroom. Now more square footage. Yet they went down 10%, and I went up 10%. It makes no sense. Now they're down to 633 at 70% value, and I'm at 790. I'm more than they are. I'm 790, they're 633.
What sales do you have to support your price?
I don't have any sales, and I can show you, this is a new one. It just got listed. They listed it.
A listing is not going to help you, because it's not, I can...
Okay, I'll keep going.
I see what you're saying, because if it's listed at this...
The problem is on Burr Street, nothing sold before COVID. That's a big problem. I'm on Lower Burr Street. It's like a busy road. And so you can see they listed this last February for $899, and more square footage, newer home, and it still didn't sell at $899 during COVID in February. The house now was given over to the son, so now he's trying to sell it at 1.1, which is more square footage. Yet you're trying to tell me my house is less square footage, older, less bedrooms, and I can sell my house at 1.12?
Okay, this is all written down.
Yeah, I know.
That's great. I'm happy. I'm happy that it's all written down.
I spent hours on this because it really upsets the heck out of me. And so then, the next house next to me is an old colonial home that actually sold. But I want to explain why it sold for $1.275. First of all, it's 5,000 square feet. It has a 5th bedroom. It has more acreage. This was a prehistoric revolutionary home built in 1765 for Captain Ebenezer Hill. He fought with George Washington. This home has pristine preserved period craftsmanship throughout. This was my family's home, and my cousin sold it for this price. It had hardwood floors, it has period china cabinets, it has carved panels, it has 5 fireplaces. It has 2 rooms where they used to hide the slaves. I mean, this is how they ran the Underground Railroad to this house. This is a really historic home, and at that time, 2018, it sold for $1.275. Now, their house, they got new owners, they redid the second floor, put on a new cedar roof, they went down 18%. So they're down to $649, yet my house has no updates, it's less square footage, less land, went up to $790. And we've never been more than my neighbors, never, ever. I mean, they're assessed for $141,000, 70% less than me. And then I went on to compare all of Lower Burr Street, and everyone went down 6 to 18%.
Did you include any of that with the file? You did?
Yeah, I did. Everyone went down, every single home except for one home, which did major renovations.
Did you do any recent improvements?
No, I haven't done anything. My house is 21 years old. I have not updated the bathroom or kitchens, nothing. But again, like I said, they compared me to my neighbor's house. The last time they did appeal, or I'm afraid because I called the town after they put in the septic that it's not 200, it's 220, and maybe that wasn't updated, because it shows that they didn't update their square footage.
Okay. All right. I've got this. This is good too. Thank you.
Okay,
I'm going to review all of this.
So then I went on to say, one of my friends who's at 340 Burr Street, in fact, did sell her house during COVID, and she's at 4,200 square feet, right? And they bought the house in 2013 for $1 million, and they were only able to sell it for $915 in the height of COVID. In the height of COVID.
And okay.
I mean, that tells you, things at Burr Street, like people want to live down the beach, not on Burr Street.
No, I like this.
And then
It's great that you've supplied all of this information about the assessments. We really appreciate that.
And then I went on to explain too, like, you know, why we got, like, I was just thinking it would be fair if we had 10% less, and that's how I came up with our value. And even if you did that, if you compared me to the historic home, which went down 18%, I would still only be like,
How did you arrive at the 926?
because I took 10% less because it seemed like all the neighbors were getting, like I said, the average was 12% decrease if you took all my Burr Street neighbors, and I thought it was fair 10%.
Okay.
And even if you did that, then it would finally bring me down less than my neighbor who has the historic home, and it's only $1,400 less. And I think that's really extremely fair on my side. I also, in the past, just recently, 400 Burr Street came up on the market, and I just want to show you. This is a new one that just came up on the market.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
And this is like only 3 houses up from me. Okay, so this house.
So I see where
This house is a new.
Listed at $1,195,000.
Yeah, but this is a new house. It was demolished in 2016,
Mhm.
and they're listing it for almost 1.2, right?
Right.
And this is a new home and more square footage, 3.3 acres. It has 2 barns, and one barn has 625 square feet that you can make an office out of. Plus, it has a tennis court.
Okay.
I'm like,
So I see it, and I thank you for that.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
this is really upsetting
I
me.
can hear the passion in your voice. I can hear the frustration both in your voice.
I feel like,
So
honestly, I feel like you should be explaining why did my house, no one else went up 10% except for my house, and my house is old.
I will present everything, all of your petitions, the majority of the board, and that'll be at a deliberation session for consideration and vote. You'll be notified by mail the board's decision within 7 days of the decision. All the decisions are going to be made in March. If your appeal is denied, you can come back next year. If you were granted a reduction, you can't appeal again until the next reevaluation in 5 years. If you don't agree with the board's decision, you can take the next step until your decision in court. Instructions on how to appeal in court will be in your decision letter.
Okay.
All right, thank you. If you don't have any other questions,
No, I
this
don't.
concludes your meeting. And I will add these to the file. Thank you for reading that. And wait a minute. That letter that you read, did you give it back to me? I have it.
You have it.
I have it.
I
Got it. Just want to make sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm sorry, this really frustrates me.
I can I'm so sorry you're frustrated.
I spent hours, and I'm a nurse. I'm like, this is pulling me from where I'm working, you know?
Try and relax. Have some starch. The starch is going to help you relax.
It's just, like when I first built our house, our taxes were like $5,000. Now they're worth $20,000. It's just crazy. And my house was worth less than it was 20 years ago. It's like frustrating, you know? I don't know.
Things will get better.
Thank you.
Hope. Thank you. Take care. I don't have that file at all. There's the file for the 1115 phone.
Let me grab it.
Oh, gosh, all right. Yeah, it's like I was wrong.
96, right? That's all right?
What's that?
96.
I don't know. I didn't see it. Hold on.
Yes.
96.
Welcome to the Southport Financial Conference Line. Your conference will begin shortly.
Hello?
Hello, Judy.
Hello, is this Andrew?
Hello. It is.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, thank you very much, Russ. Hi, I'm sorry for calling you. It's about 5 minutes late because I did not have the file in front of me, and I wanted to make sure I had the file in front of me. So,
That's great. First of all, I really appreciate your doing this again. I know know you guys have, a lot of appointments, and it's a busy couple of weeks.
Thank you. Take care of you. Right now is the time to take care of you. It's okay. It's all right? Take care of you now. So talk to me about your appeal. And I have a couple things that I know I should read into the record, although I don't have my little sheet, my little folder that I normally do. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of winging it. Okay?
Okay.
I'm Judy J. Black.
We all got.
I gotta take care of you now, but I'll take care of you now, and I've got your file. I just don't have all of your everything in front of me like it normally is presented. So that's why I'm trying to take care of this. So bear with me. Your appeal number is number 96. The property you're appealing is located at 227 Main Street in Southport, Main Street.
That's right.
The owner of the property is Andrew Wilbur. The town has your property appraised at $1,274,100, and you're requesting the town reduce your appraisal to $1,172,000. So.
Correct.
Okay, thank you. All right. Now, I'm going to confirm that you're either the owner of the property or an agent authorized to appeal on the owner's behalf and swear you in. So please state your name and for the record, and whether or not you're the owner or the agent. Please state your name for the record.
Sure, I'm Andrew. Yep, I'm Andrew Wilbur, and I'm an owner.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, that's true.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so now's your opportunity to provide testimony as to why you believe the market value of the property of your home on October 1, 2020 was $1,172,000 and not the value assigned by the town. Market value of what your home would most likely would have sold for given on that date. Okay, so I see that you submitted an appraisal, right?
Yeah, so Judy, hopefully you've got a new folder in front of you.
I did.
So, because this is why I thought it might be good just to redo it, just because there are 3 appraisals there that my father, I think he bound them, so there should be 3 bound appraisals there. Mm-hmm. And then there's a summary page on the top, hopefully.
Yes, there is. Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. So the summary page, basically, the original appraised value is at the top there. You can see 1.315 million. And then I had a call with the valuation company that the town uses, and I spoke to a guy named Brian. Basically, last year, in the middle of the year, we refinanced the house and had an appraisal done when we did that. And that's the first independent appraisal, is 1.172. And so I thought, okay, this is off by, about $140,000. So I thought maybe we ought to have the conversation. I spoke to Brian. He then said, look, you've got a certified appraisal. That's what our company values. Will I'm sure they'll make a change. And when it came back, they had only changed it by $41,000. You can see the kind of difference between the initial appraisal and the second one. Mm-hmm. So what I did was I called a couple of companies that do these certified valuations or certified appraisals, and I had Barbara Yurden and Lee Helm. They're the number 2 and number 3 valuations there. And so now we've got 3 independent appraisals, and the first one, Carol Plotnick, has 6 comparables. The one from Barbara Yurden has 4 comparables, and then the one from Lee Helm has 3 comparables. And if you look at the kind of bottom of the page there, Judy, there's an average of the independent appraisals, and that's $1,174,000. And so actually, I was originally saying $1,172,000, which was the
top valuation, but I've subsequently had these two independent valuations done, and they're all kind of well under what the town had valued it at. And so I just took the average of those three, and the difference is about $100,000. So, I could say that really the valuation should probably be the average of those three, which is 1.174. So that was the reason why I thought it might be good just to have another call with you, just so you could kind of see what I had done. So.
I think that's great, and I'm glad we were able to arrange that for you, and I'm glad we were able to talk. So, okay, great. This is all duly noted. It's on the file. You got the biggest file that I've seen. It's okay.
I'm so sorry.
Good. No, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. No, appreciate it, and I'm really glad we got to connect. Very glad.
Yeah, great.
Okay.
Thank you for doing it again, and I appreciate it, Judy. So thanks.
You're very welcome. And if you don't have any other questions for me, this will conclude your hearing, and we're done for today. Okay? All right. Just so you know, did I mention that I will be presenting your petition to the majority of the board in deliberation session for consideration and vote? You will be notified by mail on the board's decision within 7 days of the decision. All decisions will be in March. If your appeal is denied, you're going to come back next year. If you're granted a reduction, you cannot appeal again until the next reevaluation in 5 years. If you don't agree with the board's decision, you can take the next step and appeal your decision in court. Instructions on how to appeal in court will be in your decision letter. Okay?
Perfect. Okay.
Thank you.
Well, that's great. Thanks again.
You're very welcome. Have a great day. Bye-bye. David, I'm Judy. I gotta ask you all this stuff when we go in.
Okay.
And after you, I got one more, and then I'm done for the day.
Oh, well, I'm gonna be 5 minutes of your time.
Okay, bear with me. We have a little bit of housekeeping.
Okay.
Okay, so let me handle that first. I'm going to query you in shortly. I was going to use this.
Do you want me to sign it?
Yeah, just sign it. You don't have to do anything else, and if you could hand that to me, that would be great.
Say the 9th?
It is. Yeah. Yeah, it is fancy. Welcome, I'm Judy Zidlack. I'm one of the 9 members for the Board of Assessment Appeals. I'm going to hear your appeal today. And I'm going to state a few things for the record. Please correct me if anything is inaccurate. The appeal number is 498. The property you're appealing is located at 365 Fence Road Drive. The owner of the property is Carolyn Pauley. The town has a property appraised at $1,097,300, and you're requesting the town reduce the appraisal value to $975,000. Is that all correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. Now, we're just going to confirm that you're either the owner of the property or an agent authorized to appeal on the owner's behalf and swear you in. So would you please state your name and whether or not, name for the record, and whether or not you're the owner or the agent?
My name is David Pauley. I am the co-trustee and the successor trustee of the trust into which the house is being quitclaimed, and I am an agent. I'm also the son of my mother.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal and question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. All right, Dave. So this is now your opportunity to provide testimony as to why you believe the market value of the home on October 1, 2020 was $975,000, and that the value was signed by the town. Market value is what your home most likely would have sold for on that date. So please try to be succinct.
I'm just going to provide you with the document that demonstrates the market value of the home through the transaction and sale, which is how it's defined by the city. So I can't tell you what it was on October 1st. I'll just tell you what it is now.
Okay. Statement of That's great. I'm going to make this as part of the record. Thank you. Is there anything else?
I am sure that you've heard every sort of machination, complaint, and story. We're not going to do that. The way the law is written is very straightforward. That is the market value of the home, and I'm just presenting that to you for your consideration.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I will be presenting your petition to the majority of the board of the deliberation session for consideration and vote. You will be notified by mail of the board's decision within 7 days of decision. All decisions will be made in March. If your appeal is denied, you can come back next year. If you are granted a reduction, you cannot appeal again until the next reevaluation in 5 years. If you don't agree with the board's decision, you can take the next step and appeal the decision in court. Instructions on how to appeal in court will be in your decision letter. Okay?
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. You have a wonderful day, and if you don't have any other questions, this concludes your hearing.
No, ma'am. Thank you. I hope your next interview is as smooth.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
You're right.
9:45 if you're whenever you're ready.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I was just finishing up in this particular file, so I can, I just everybody's ready and all set, yeah.
Okay, you ready to go?
Yep, thank you.
Hello?
Good morning. Have a seat, sir.
Okay.
I shall be with you just one moment. I'm going to get a few things prepared for you. I'm going to ask you to sign this paper as soon as, after I swear you in, I'm going to ask you to sign that. All you need to do is sign. Welcome. You're my last hearing today, so happy to see you. My name is Judy Sablack. I'm one of 9 members on the Board of Assessment Appeals. I'm going to hear your appeal today. Your hearing is also being recorded. I'm going to state a few things for the record, and please correct me if any of this is inaccurate, okay?
All right.
Your appeal number is 27. The property you're appealing is located at 461 Burr Street. The owner of the property is Robert and Eileen Cahill.
She's no longer with us.
My condolences. I'm sorry, sir.
Okay.
The town has your property appraised at $1,020,800, and you're requesting the town reduce your appraised value to $800,000.
800,000?
800.
What? No, that's not the numbers I have. I have,
What was it that you were asking them to asking for reduction to how much?
my reduction is down to 474,000.
Your reduction is to 474.
Right?
So that, okay, wait a second. Hold on a moment. I want to make sure that we're talking about the same thing, okay?
Now, the original, or the assessment that I have is 775,000.
Okay, so the assessment is 70% of the appraised value. There's 2 values here, and a lot of people...
Yes, I understand, yes.
Okay, so if you're, just to make it easy, if your property is assessed at, appraised at $100, your assessment is $70. 70%.
I understand that also.
Okay.
Well, we're talking assessment only at this point, right?
And we're talking appraised number. That's why, I was just about to do
Oh, you're
that.
talking about appraised as opposed to assessment, right?
Right,
Okay, all right.
so just a moment, and I'm going to do the math on the 800, all right, which is what your original request that I have here is for 800. So let me do that. So the 800, if you're looking to change the 800 value ends up looking like $560,000 spent. That's what I originally had. If you want to change that, we can go ahead and change that. You can do whatever it is that you want. Both in your court.
Okay. Well, but the assessment that I have is submitted by your consultants is $775,000.
Okay, so all right, let's do this. I'm going to do the math right now for us both, okay? So 1028 minus 40. So do you have a number there of 714,560? Do you see that somewhere? Let's take a look. Let's see what you got. Let's see what you got. Okay. Board of Property Assessment change. This is from 2016. So this is no longer, we got to get the one for 2020. That's an old one.
That's old then, huh?
That one's old, yeah.
Yeah, let's get something more current then. Let's see.
I was wondering why the numbers didn't work. Okay, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, but it hasn't changed very much. Let's see.
All right, this is what I have on file. I'm going to show it to you. I can't give it to you. Is this, sir?
Yes.
This is what I have on file.
Right.
Okay? That's you, right? Is this you?
This is you, that's me, yes.
Yeah, okay. So here was the town value of $1,020,000, and your opinion of market value, you said was $800.
Okay.
Okay, this is the most current one.
Right, okay.
Okay, so that's what we're talking about today.
All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, so, all right, I understand where we are now, okay. But the appraised value, is still $770-something thousand.
The appraised value, okay, the appraised value is is the full amount. The assessed value is 70% of the appraised value.
Yeah, okay.
Right? So based upon what we have right now, here, I'll do the math for you, okay? So, pardon me. At the $1,020,000, which is what the town has, all right? Hold on. Let me just review that one more. The assessed value would be $714,560. What?
That's the, right,
That's what you get tax time. Pardon me. This is all day long. That, with this, it's just, no, these things. Okay. So at the $800,000, which is what you're requesting, the assessed value is $560 on that.
and the 700,000 you just mentioned.
That will end up being the assessment, not the appraisal. So we're looking at the appraisal or fair market value. All right?
Okay.
The town said $1,020,800, And your application says $800,000.
And do you have a number for what a new assessment is for the consultant?
The town has appraised your home at $1,020,800. The assessment is 70% of that for every single one of Connecticut's 169 towns and cities. 70% of that. And that's what the town came up. That's what the town's value is. So what you're here today is that if you are looking to change that, that's why you sent in the request for appeal was dated February 3rd, and you requested to change it to $800,000 instead of $1,020,000. We go on the fair market value or the appraisal, and not the assessment is something that is derived from the fair market value.
Right.
Okay.
But I have, the information I have is that my current assessment is $734,550.
If your current assessment, oh, okay. Your current assessment is 734. Let me see if I got your field card in here. Just a moment. And I do see a letter here. I do see a letter from you here, okay? So your field card, show me what you got.
Okay.
Now show me what you have from the town, because I am concerned that the
This is my address, 461.
right.
Here's what my information is as to what the...
Okay, so do you have your old assessment, and how old is that assessment?
March 30th, 2017. I have a...
Right, show me what you're on your field card. That's what I'm looking at.
I have a field card here.
Field division one, because, okay, the final assessment. Okay, so I'm looking at this final assessment. Yep. Okay, so and I have it as part of your file, sir. Okay. So your 2015 assessment was 574, and your current assessment is 714,560.
714.
That's what I'm showing here. Well, that's what I have on Town of Fairfield letterhead.
Okay, I have something slightly different than that. But,
well, this is on our letterhead, so sir, I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna say that that's okay. At any rate, please explain to me why what you're here for today is to try to get is to appeal with documentation why the assessment should be changed from the town's value, or
right.
why
Okay.
the value is different.
Okay. Okay. and I'd like to submit this. I submitted this already.
Let me just make sure that I have it. This is everything I have in the file, so just a moment. I have that. That's the same thing?
Right, and
Yeah,
this is
I got that.
updated to include this
Okay.
137.
Okay, so you want to, all right, so I'm going to add that to the file. I'll put
Right,
this
that
in.
just includes one more address.
Okay. Oh, did you sign, did I give you a
No, I
paper
haven't
to
got there
sign?
yet, no. Okay, let me get
Did
one.
I swear you in? Did I swear you in? I don't think I swore you in yet either, just a second. I'm going a little extra, so I'm going a little slower with you. You're lucky there's nobody after you today, right? Okay. All right, I need you to, if you could just do this for the record, sir, I'd appreciate it. Please confirm that you're either the owner of the property or an agent authorized to appeal on the owner's behalf.
Yes,
Your name? Can you state your name?
Robert Cahill.
Thank you. And can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. And we already jumped ahead a little bit, so you're giving the information, and I'm going to make this one a part of the file.
And
That's all you need to do, because I filled that up.
Okay,
Okay. Thank you very much.
all right.
Okay. Now, is there anything else that you wanted to add to your appeal?
No, I just, I think you have everything I need, I believe.
I have everything. I think you saw that I have everything.
But I think pretty conclusive is that last letter that, so you're clear, even though my address is 461 Burr Street, my physical address is Frog Pond Lane, which is right off of Burr Street. It's a private road. And the six addresses that I've shown on that separate letter, showing their appraisals, and they've all decreased, whereas mine has increased by 25%.
Thank you very much. Okay.
And they've gone up an average of 18, they've all gone down an average of 18%, and mine has gone up by 25%. So something is obviously wrong. We live on the same street. There's an association. I don't know what the problem is, but it just can't be right that I would have increased by 25%, and the rest of the street go down by an average of 18.
You increased by 25%. 25%. And
that's on that letter that I just gave
and
you.
they decreased by 18%?
Right. That's on that letter that I just gave
Got
you.
it. You know, I'm just making notes because it helps, because I'm going to appeal on your behalf to other board members.
Okay.
So that's it. Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay.
I will be presenting your petition to the majority of the board at the deliberation session for consideration and vote. You will be notified by mail of the board's decision within 7 days of the decision. All decisions will be made in March. If your appeal is denied, you can come back next year. And if you are granted reduction, you cannot appeal again until the next reevaluation in 5 years.
Okay.
If you don't agree with the board's decision, you can take the next step and appeal your decision in court. Instructions on how to appeal will be in your decision. Okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you. If you don't have any questions.
All right.
All right. You have a fantastic day, sir. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
I wish to appeal.
Oh. Looks like I'm so worried about him. Could you please turn off the recording? Harold?
Yes.
Can you turn off the recording?
You may wish to state the date and time that you're ending the recording.
Okay, yeah, it's 12:04 p.m. and that is on March 9th. We are now ending the recording. Thank you so much. What a wonderful day.
Okay.